I feel like this
Absolutely.
last question is a little bit like asking a parent which child is their favorite, but I'm going to do it anyway. So, of all the projects that you've been a part of for Designs for Dignity, is there one that sticks out in your mind as being truly, transformative, whether it was the biggest physical change or the biggest impact for, the people that it served at the organization that you helped? Anything that stands out? Who was your favorite child, Jen? Just tell us.
I know, right? It's hard. There's been so many projects, but I think one of our most recent projects, hands down, has got to be our work with the harbor. We worked with the architect and the client to create a ground up shelter on some land that they had adjacent to their old shelter, which was, they inherited the building and it was an old, like, kind of farmhouse. I mean, it was so tattered and torn and needed to be torn down. And it broke my heart that clients were actually residing in the space. But, the program had to do what they could do. But we came in and created a shelter that had two separate wings, one for the younger girls that were, experiencing homelessness, and then another for the older girls. Because it's like, if I'm a teenager or 18, 19, I don't want to be hanging out with the 10 and 12-year-olds because you have different interests and all of that. So we created this space that they could each thrive and live in their separate wings, but could come together and cook together, sit down and watch TV programs together. And it was to the tune of like $180,000 worth of we got flooring donated, furniture donated, carpet tiles. We had the kitchen backsplash. The client had a relationship with an appliance vendor, so all the appliances were donated. And overall it was like a $2.6 million project, but to be able to save that $180,000, that can go back into program for those young women. And I think the fact that, knowing and witnessing where they were living before and then watching them be able to go through that front door and cross that threshold and have their own individual room with a brand new comforter, it just doesn't get any better than that, quite honestly. You see the girls are like, oh my God, this is for you guys, did this for us. Like, it gives them such a sense of self-worth and empowerment that you can't make that up. So it's definitely hands down my favorite project that we've done most recently. And I would say Zacharias Center, our first project, even that though that was before my time, we worked again with them on a Skokie facility, and and the same thing. We built a fireplace right in the entrance, and it was built with old bricks from Wrigley Field. So there's like repurposing a little piece of history, but then when those clients who are have experienced sexual abuse walk through that front door, and there's a soothing fireplace, and they sit and wait until their counselor's ready. It's like you can't get much more dignified of a space than that. And I think the staff are proud to work there too when our work is done. So I have a lot of favorites, but those are two that stand out to me.